In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about how to manage crisis. Every crisis change that you go through into your life is designed to put you on the next level. The problem is, how do you do that? Stay tuned. Hi, thank you very much for stopping by my channel. This is Willy here again, ready to motivate you, inspire you, and provide to you strategies and principles to help you thrive in your career, life, and business. So today's video, I'm gonna be demystifying for you, provide to you how do you manage crisis, or how actually the principles that I'm sharing today are the principles that I've used myself in my life. I've gone through some crises in my life and I've managed to draw lessons into those crises, plus the researches that I've read, in books, articles, and the people I've managed to work with in my daily life. So in today's video, I'm trying to let us start by, first of all, understanding what is crisis. As you know, when you try to research, on the internet, reading books and talking to experts, they define crisis as a circumstance that is beyond one's control, or a circumstance that we cannot understand, something that you cannot explain. That's what crisis basically is. And so management of crisis is to know exactly how to behave and how to act in those times of turbulences and the times of uncertainties. So the King Solomon says something which is very interesting. He said in his book called Ecclesiastes, in its chapter 3, on the first line, he says, for everything there is a season. This is very interesting because today we are facing coronavirus. As I'm doing this video today in 2020 March, we are facing coronavirus. It's not only our country, but also even it's a global pandemic. It's a global issue. But the truth is, coronavirus is not a situation which is permanent. It is going to end, and it is not going to last forever. Now, the problem is most of the people, they treat crisis as something which is permanent, which leads them to a very dangerous thing of making a permanent decision to a temporary situation. Now, the best way to manage crisis is to expect it. That's the number one, hit in the face. That's the thing, guys. The best way to manage a crisis is to expect a crisis. It is like it's sort of planning ahead, but it's again a sort of saying, what if this happens? How am I going to react? If today I lose my job, if my business is closed, if my family dies today, if I lose my husband, if I lose my kid, how am I going to survive? How am I going to make it? How am I going to fulfill the purpose that God created me to? Can that impeach, or can that become a detour to the achievement of your life purpose? So the best way to manage crisis, number one, is to expect that the crisis will happen. One of the wise people says that nothing is permanent on the earth except change. So you have to expect change every time in your life. So changes happens always. And if everything is seasonal, then no crisis will last forever. And all progresses are results of change. So these are some thoughts, that, different experts, when I was preparing this, the contents of this video, I was kind of thinking, what are the things that do I have to remind people who are going to be watching this video? And I said, you have to make sure that you understand that. I have to make sure that you understand that the best way to manage crisis is to expect it, and everything is seasonal. Nothing will last. If you're going through a good time, expect that after that good time, if you do not manage well, if you do not strategize accordingly, I'm not telling you that every time you are happy, something bad is about to happen. I'm simply telling you that if you do not put in place strategies to for your happiness to not be disturbed by external circumstances, you will lose your happiness. That's all I'm saying. Now, quickly, straight into the point, how to manage change or how to manage crisis in your life. Number one tip, do not panic, plan, take precautions, and talk to experts. That's the number one thing. So this is crazy because, it's really amazing to see how people panic over things they do not understand. I was, in the morning, I posted on my Instagram that, by the way, you will find the description below, and you can comment if you have not commented, and please make sure that you subscribe to keep getting this content. But what I was saying is, it's really interesting to see how people panics over things. The coronavirus outbreak that we have today. Most of the people who have panicked, they do not understand how that disease attacked. They do not understand. The severity of it. And most of the time, most of the people are circulating rumors around the disease, but they do not really understand what's going on with the disease. I'm not the expert in health sector, but one of the things I'm trying to do right now is to is to inform myself, is to try to read more things on the crisis. And it's not only coronavirus, guys. I'm saying this because even this applies even on your health. For instance, you are going through some stuff, health-wise in your business, make sure that you talk to the experts. Do not panic before information. Before panicking, go to the information and make sure that you take the precautions according to the expert, but do not panic. Plan according to the advice of the experts. Number two, define what that change or that crisis means to you. Assess implications to your life, career, and business. What does this mean? This means that really, if you're going through some hell, if you're going through some challenges in your life, make sure that you define, what does this mean to me? What is the labor you give to you? This is very important. I don't know how to stress this, but guys, this is very important because when you are passing in through a situation in your life, whatever name you give that situation, it designs the implications that it's going to have on your life. What do I mean by that? What I mean by this is that if, for instance, you insult me, that's a crisis you put on my life because I did not expect that you are going to insult me, or that you are going to slap me, or that you are going to backstab me and take your money and take my money. That the interpretation of that act is going to define everything. That's how crazy it is. So it means, however, what I call that thing that happens to me is exactly the implication that is going to bring on my life. If you say someone slapped me or someone backstabbed me, and you decide to not revenge yourself, but to study strategies on how the next time you will be able to be, you will have to be careful with, the people who handles your money or who handles your finances. It's all about how you see the thing that has happened to you. Make sure that you sit down and analyze, what does this situation mean to me? What can I learn from this? Instead of saying, complaining and trying to revenge and overreact on things. Number three, guys, quickly, study how you can benefit from that crisis or that thing that has happened to you. Do not sit and say, I'm complaining. This thing should, I wish this, I wish that. I wish it could be better. He should have done that. Do not put that on anyone's shoulder. That's your responsibility. So sit and study how you can benefit from it. Is it a business deal? Is it an opportunity to advance your career? Is it an opportunity to upgrade your skill? Is it an opportunity to learn more, to make money, to be a good example for your kids, for your family, for your siblings, and so forth? Make sure that you study the benefits that you can benefit on anything that happens to you that you tend to call crisis. Now, number four, make a step-by-step action plan. You do not act without a plan. Come on, guys, do not do that. That's not actually acting. That is called reacting. Do not react, please. The difference between a reaction and an action is the re. So it means if you react instead of act. So it means reaction is a product of instinct. It's like something that happens like this and then you do things, and that is going to be detrimental to your life. So make sure that before you act in crisis, you do not react. You just act. You plan, you don't panic, you talk to the experts, and then you do smart moves that helps you advance in everything that you want to do. Now, number 5 is put in place a backup plan. You know, in crisis, things are changing, you know, they are naturally changing rapidly, and you cannot afford to lose an opportunity. So what you do, you will have a plan A and a plan B. If this fails, I will do this. If this fails, I will do this. If I call John, he does not give me a job, I will call Clara. If I call Clara, if she does not give me a job, I will apply for an internship in MTN. If I do not get the internship in MTN, I will apply for a scholarship for masters, or I will apply for, you know, for a business incubation, or I will join, or, you know, a charity organization, anything really. Do not act without a backup plan. If you do not have a backup plan before you act, just retreat a little bit and have both plans. Make sure that you have, you know, one of the people I follow a lot, I can call a teacher, one of my teachers, Patrick Bear David, he did a very good video called The 15 Moves of a Grandmaster. In his philosophy, he believes that you should not do anything unless you have 15 options. That's crazy. 15 options. If one do not think I will do to 2 to 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 15. Do not act without a backup plan or backup plans. Now, this is the bottom line of what we are discussing. Crises do not last forever. Do not take permanent decisions on a temporary situations, and make sure that you try to follow on, you know, these steps to be able to maximize the crisis that you go through. And by the way, as I said in the beginning of this video, these are the lessons I've learned across the years, and not only in business but also in my career, you know, living and dealing with different people from different countries, from different backgrounds and skills, and I've managed to draw some lessons. And make sure that if you have I'm sure that you have gone also through some crisis. Make sure that you drop me a comment and subscribe if you have not yet done so, and click the notification bell to join the squad that receives the video when I upload them on the first time. Thank you very much for, you know, staying around up to the last minute of this video, and I really appreciate that, and it's an honor to inspire you and share with you, you know, the experience that I've been learning across my life. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.